Gamers, once again, I need to commend the Honkai Star Rail devs. And honestly, I wish Genshin would steal some of these ideas away or implement them themselves because I feel like it would make it the perfect game. I really like Genshin and I actually like the gameplay of Genshin better, but a lot of the systems of Honkai Star Rail I like better. And it's one of the reasons why I've actually been playing a lot more Honkai Star Rail lately. It's not because I like the turn-based combat, it's because I get to build all my characters in a similar fashion, I get to get them a light cone and relics, but it's because I can use my characters in an endgame that, in my opinion, is a lot more fleshed out. And it's getting even better. It's like, geez, some of this stuff is so good. Now, if you haven't played Honkai Star Rail, I want to show you something really quickly before we jump into this. They have a new event going on right now, and it's called the Planar Infinity. Now, I want to show you this because this is an example of taking content we already have and making something new. So, we've taken the Simulated Universe, which is a roguelike game mode, and we've added some goofy modifiers. In this one, you essentially have tons of different destructible options on the map, or objects on the map, and when you attack them and you hit them, you have a chance of getting Curio, you have a chance of getting Blessings, and it's this kind of RNG randomized thing, and you end up making yourself extremely strong if you get lucky. In this one here, you can choose to get a bunch of currency or a bunch of blessings. In this one, the more money you got, the more damage you do. And they've added these goofy game modes, and at the end of it, you get to fight boss after boss or enemy after enemy, and it's a pretty cool experience seeing how strong can I make my characters. Can I one-bang that boss? And in some cases, yes. Yes, you can. So this is a pretty cool game mode, and it gave us a hint of, well, what would happen if we just made ourselves super strong, and we could test the limits of our account. But this is a little bit goofy. This is very strong. This is making us OP. However, they're adding a new game mode here, called the Pure Fiction, where enemies will continuously respawn. You can earn points by dealing damage or defeating enemies, and at the end of each battle, the highest score achieved gives you, your score, and gives you some rewards, up to 720 Star Jades in each phase of Pure Fiction. Now, this says that this is a permanent game mode. Now, it doesn't say that it's going to refresh, but it is a permanent game mode, and it looks awesome. It's like an awesome way to test your characters. Can you imagine having this in Genshin Impact, where you go into the abyss and just wave after wave after wave of harder enemy spawns, and you see how far you can go? How far can you push your team? How many waves can you beat before you inevitably die, or you can't kill it in time? I would love that. And they're adding it into game with Honkai Star Rail. On top of this, they're now expanding, the Memory of Chaos to floor 11 and 12. Genshin! Gamers, could you do that, please? Could you extend our Abyss a little bit further as well? Now, the Abyss back in the day in Genshin did get an extension, but that was like right near the beginning. Now, we're seeing this Memory of Chaos extension. It gives us 120 more Jade. It's nothing crazy, but this is something that's going to reset each week. And now we can get 720 Jade each week. Instead of just 600. So compared to Genshin, it's a little bit more weekly currency. But on top of this is the absolute banger. Forgotten Hall auto clear function online. Grind less. Listen, I know, without a shadow of a doubt, I can beat floor 9, floor 10, and usually floor 11 without even thinking. I could use like one character or two characters and beat that stuff half the time. Well, in Honkai Star Rail, they're saying for the first 7 stages, just auto-clear it. Just auto-clear it. Why waste time clearing it when you know you can do it? And I mean, in this game, it's pretty bad. Like, the enemies are so easy that it's like kind of a joke, right? So re-going in here and redoing this and having to play through all of these just to get to the end, it is frustrating, it is boring, because, I mean, these are level 73 enemies. My units can like one-shot some of these bosses. And so, to remove some of that grind and make us just do the last couple floors, I think it's brilliant. I think it's really, really good. And I would love to see that implemented in Genshin, for me personally. With someone who's got an endgame account, I would love to see floors 13 and 14, maybe even 15, but then you can auto clear the first ones if you've done it multiple times. And so once again, they've done a really good job taking the systems they have and making them better. The quality of life changes we're seeing here are, I don't want to throw shade, but these are better than almost any quality of life changes that Genshin sees in an entire year. And it's like every patch, something like this happens. They realize, wait a second, why are we doing this? Let's fix it. And then they implement it. And it's pretty awesome. The Honkai Star Rail devs are wicked, in my opinion. Again, in the Abyss or in the Memory of Chaos, maybe your second team, someone dies on accident. They get nuked. Well, you can just restart it. You can restart it, get all your cooldowns back, get all your energy back, everything you got back, and restart the thingy. Which is amazing. I don't want to fight the first boss again, right? As it currently stands, if something happened on the second phase, you gotta go redo this fight. And in some cases, there's 2 fights. And it's like 10 minutes wasted, depending on how good your team is. 5 minutes, 10 minutes wasted, just trying to get back to challenge this thing. These changes are, I feel like smart. I feel like they're common sense, but the fact that they're implemented is great. And when you compare it to Genshin, who there's still things that need fixing, like in the Abyss, you could blow a Xingqiu 20-second cooldown on his E ability, and then you got to restart the floor, and it's still on cooldown. You pop someone's burst, and then you restart the floor, and you can't use their burst right away because even though they have their energy back for the restart, you can't use their burst and things like that. It's just like a lot of downtime that doesn't need to happen. And so, I think that overall, Honkai Star Rail has done some pretty incredible stuff. I just feel like look at these patch notes. Look at these patch notes. They're fixing the relic enhancements. Trailblaze profile settings expansion, pin friends. Now they got this thing. Like these patch notes would be like for like version 3.0 in Genshin or more. Honestly, some of the ones in Genshin are like, oh, we adjusted the lighting of this ability. Oh, well now you get 3 foul from the daily logins instead of 2. Anyways, there's not much more to say here other than I wish Genshin would double down on some of the good systems they have and make them better. And Honkai, what they're doing with the game is definitely more quality over quantity. Instead of giving 50 minigames every patch that are like melting ice or popping balloons, they remade Pokemon and they got the voice actor of Jesse and James in it. I don't really want to redo this one. It's a lot of effort to run 2 accounts and do this, but the first time through was incredible. The nice thing about Genshin, I will give, is some of the minigames are so quickly that it's not like this huge time commitment, and so for running multiple accounts, Genshin is maybe easier, but it's not very fun. Either way, it's not very fun running multiple accounts for me, because it feels like I'm just redoing all the same stuff, but I really like these big events, and if I was only playing one account, I think I prefer this quite a bit better. It felt meaty, it felt good, and just kind of reminiscing on that now as I see these patch notes and I look at how this last patch was. It wasn't amazing, but it was a good patch. It was a solid patch, and I feel like pretty much every patch that Honkai's had, I'm like, yeah, this is good. And if I get bored, I can slow down. But every event so far has been pretty decent. So, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. See you soon.